Today's thought for the day is this. You are the average combination of the 5 people that you hang out with the most. Now, that pretty much just means that whoever you're hanging out with the most on a day-to-day basis is going to inform who you are a bit. They're going to have an impact on you. Now, the question that you should ask yourself, are they adding value to your life and encouraging you and inspiring you to be the best version of you that you can be? Or are they putting you down and sucking the life out of you? Think about it. Today, I want to talk to you about this quote that you've probably heard before. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy because as soon as you start trying to live vicariously through someone else's life, you forget to live your own. So this is why it's completely pointless to compare ourselves to someone else, because there's only one you, and only you can be you. And you might as well be the best you can be instead of looking at someone else's best version of themselves trying to be them. Just be you. So this is my challenge for you today. Can you go all day without comparing yourself to another? And if you do, can you be aware of it and catch yourself? You cannot choose what happens to you. You can only choose how you react. So I can definitely see why some people could argue the other side that you totally can choose what happens to you because you're a manifesting machine. And that's cool. But I'm talking about like big life circumstantial events that happen that you don't really have control over. All the way down to the little things that happen that you still don't have control over. Like the behavior of someone else. You know what I mean? All you can do is react to what's happening around you, and you can choose. It puts the power in you once you realize that all you have to do, all you can do is react to the things that are happening around you. So, for example, if someone's driving down the street and you're driving too slow and they're honking and they're like, hey! So in that moment when you're confronted with tough situations, you have a choice to either feed the negative energy and give it right back to him, or you can just smile and let it slide off because it's not that big of a deal. I cannot wait to do the thought of the day today, but first thing is first. Coffee. Got the coffee. Today's thought of the day is inspired by the book The 4 Agreements, written by Don Miguel Ruiz. Maybe some of you have read it, maybe you got. I loaned it to Ross or Jazz, I think, so this is where I would normally show it to you. Always do your best. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and be impeccable with your word. And we're going to talk about just one of the agreements today, and it's going to be impeccable with your word. If you want to follow along, get the book. This is actually like a tiny pet peeve of mine when someone says they're going to do something and then they don't follow through. And that's what being impeccable with your word means. If you're going to say out loud that you're going to do something, then do it. Another great aspect of this agreement is to only say what you mean. Don't flatter someone just for sheer flattery. It's inauthentic, and you can feel when someone's like, you're so pretty, when they're full of shit. Another part of this agreement is to never use your word to put the self down. Oh, I spilled coffee. Or to put anyone else down or gossip. It's a waste of time and it's bullshit, so don't do it. When you're not wasting your energy talking about others, putting others down, putting yourself down, saying things you don't mean, and following through with what you're saying, then you're using your word in a direction that is towards truth and love. And that's what it's about. Be impeccable with your words. See if you can. Challenge yourself. If you like these guys, I'll keep them coming. If you don't, I'd swipe away. And we're on to the second one today, which is don't take anything personally. Taking things personally, it is like the thing that will slow you down the most. I think it was Jim Carrey also who said, when you stop caring what other people think, it makes you dangerously powerful. Now, I don't think he means like evil powerful, but often when other people are like saying stuff to you, it's more often than not, it's a projection of whatever's happening within them. It's hardly ever about you. So if someone's taking their anger out on you, it's because they got anger in them. They want you to get upset by their, oh, my mom just texted me, guys. They're looking to make you mad or sad or whatever. They just kind of like, they want to make you feel less than you are sometimes. And when you are immune to that, to other people's projections, then you go so much further, so much faster. They're not bad people or anything. Like, you just send them love, but know that you don't need to take it personally. And when it no longer bothers you when people say you're too this, you're too that, you're not enough this, you're not enough that, you take away the suffering that you would feel as a victim of their world, and it puts the power back in you to live your life fully to you. So that's the second agreement. Don't take anything personally. See if you can. See if you do take things personally, and then just stop. It's not that simple, but work on it. It's a good thing to work on. Cheers, you guys. Good morning. Cheers. That's hot. Today we're talking about the third agreement. Always do your best. Here, the sun is coming up right now, though, and it's just... Hang on. It's just gorgeous out there. All right, always do your best, though. When you have a task at hand, do you do a half-ass job at it? Say you have to do the dishes, you know? Are you gonna do those dishes? Because here's the thing, it may not seem like that big of a deal. They're just dishes, right? But how you do those dishes is going to translate how you take care of the other aspects in your life. And an aspect to this agreement is also that your best changes. Like, it's not always like, you know, if you do 40 push-ups today in a row, tomorrow you might do 50 or you might do 20, you know? That was just like a really simple way to show that, you know, so long as you're putting your best self forward, you'll avoid things like regret and doubt and self-judgment. But it is crazy, like I can't begin to explain. When you, as soon as you start like being cognizant of whether you're putting your best efforts forward or not, you'll see so much start to change when you start doing your best. Happy Friday, everyone. Always do your best. You know when you say something long enough and it just starts sounding funny? Coffee. Coffee. Coffee is just like a funny word. Word. I guess it works with everything. So what have we learned so far? Always do your best. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Communication becomes so confusing and problematic with people when we make assumptions about the other. Instead of assuming that someone's feeling shitty, we should ask them, how are you feeling? This agreement is like so powerful too. It's so transformative because you relearn like how to be curious in a way that's inquisitive instead of assumptive. The word I was looking for was assumptive. I found it in the cupboard. You ask people questions instead of assuming. You know, and we just assume how the other is doing instead of asking a question. When you ask a question, you're gauging the other person and communicating. So in closing, if you want to get rid of some of the toxicity in your brain, then don't make assumptions about other people. Ask questions instead. Now this will encourage you to be more bold with your word and will inspire genuine curiosity as opposed to just taking the easy route and assuming you know everything. Reading that book was like life-changing for me.